All right, welcome back to another interesting installment of Minetest gameplay of sorts. Yes, now I've stopped the weather and remembered the weather command. Put it in a willow tree. Yay. Except I put it too close and it kind of encroached over the parking lot. So I fixed it. I took some away. I am sicker than a dog. And I don't know why people say that old saying, because is a dog always sick? Don't know. But we are here to look at two mods. If somebody had, if I'm going to have to do this the entire video, I'm going to be pretty upset. Somebody had mentioned using the Micronodes mod to put in like signs, and I want to update on the Facade mod. So real quickly here, go over here, and I'm almost ready to get OBS Studio and the Lenovo give it a shot at its own video. I'm getting key commands and stuff like that down to switch between scenes. It is really cool. It puts a lot of it adds a lot to the production value, even though you have a lot more to do. So yeah, hopefully next episode. But real quickly, somebody had mentioned not somebody. Let's go in here real quick. Boy, this is really this episode is really kicking off with a bang. Everybody in my house has been sick, and it's going from one person to the next person to the next person. You know, it keeps going around in a circle. So yeah, it's not fun. Mad Gamer, you can use Micronodes. It's useful for writing names and digits. Yes, and we're going to look at that real quick. Nathan over at Minetest Videos had posted on my little studio tour, having two monitors recording is super nice. Yes, it is. I can do that on the Mac. And but I can't run OBS Studio on the Mac because it really struggles during certain gameplay, or if I have the settings up way too high. And then I had a problem with somebody left a message asking what, and the message is still there. Well, it keeps showing up in my community, and they were asking about the texture pack. And when I clicked on it, it goes nowhere. So I can't find it. So, but texture pack is my own texture pack where I mix in my own graphics with HDX, Vanessa E's HDX graphics. And that's how I come up with, because anything in a texture pack will override the default textures that are either in a mod or in default. So that's how I pull that off with different effects like that. So real quickly, the Micronodes mod. Member Stu is the developer on this in the United Kingdom. Hello, mate. Oh man, my impersonation voices are going to be bad, but because I'm part English. Yes, I am. This mod unfortunately hasn't been touched in like 5 years, according to GitHub. However, it does still work, except for one little quirk. So what it does is it gives you these micronodes that you can place, and the problem is that each one is considered a node, and there is a thing in here that says issues. Servers can't get upset if too many active objects are in one place, and the server will actually try to remove them. So if you have a problem with that and you use this mod, there's a line that you put in your minetest.conf file, and it says max_objects_per_block equal, and then you'd say equal, and I believe the default is 64, and right now I'm not using that. So I'll show you why that's important in a second, because I had a sign and the server removed it. So, but that's Micronodes, and you can find a link to the forum post on Minetest.net forums in my mods used page. The second one is an update to the Facade Mod from Too Many Nodes. I absolutely love this mod. I used the heck out of it in all over the place, because these blocks here are really cool with the rail, like the rail decorations. This is really neat. And Phoenix Flow 44, that bank picture, that was his bank picture, by the way. That he had these on the bottom, and that looked really, really great. I'm going to try to duplicate that. I've used all these blocks over my pyramid build, which had greatly enhanced the interior detail of that pyramid. So this is just a small sample of what you can do with the Facade mode. However, as a Christmas present, there is a new block called the Rgspro block, which is really, really cool. And there they are. So you have the main block and the inner corner and the outer corner. And that look at the, you have a wall with some detail on it. Looks really good. And then you add that, and look at the possibilities are endless. There is a little issue with the colors, but that's easily taken care of. But those are great, and they fit the Minetest style. You know, when you think of the blockiness. Plus, I love these corners. I want to use these corners over on my castle. They will fit in perfectly. So, Mr. Too Many Nodes, thank you very, very much. I hadn't done a video on this since the update. It came out in late December, and I was when I showed that I was going to use them for my townhouse. So that is that, and that is also in the show in there on my mods use page. Isn't that right, Ichigo? For anybody that doesn't know, this is Ichiko Kuchiki from Bleach. He's one of the heroes. He's a hero. Yes, he is. It's one of my favorite animes. So there. Okay, so we're out at the town, and my frames per second is 18. I don't know why, but this is what I did with these micronodes. So what you can do is they make great little parking lot pylons. And I know in the Streets mod, there is something similar. There's delimiters or something, which also look very cool. But this is just to show what you can do. I can't find them now. Of course, I can't find anything. There's a little thing that sits up, and you put it on the guardrail, and it's reflective. Maybe it's an infrastructure. I can't find it. But nevertheless, there it is. Oh, reflective delineator, crosswalk safety sign for guardrail. So sometimes it's pretty cool. But over here, that might not look as good as this. But this would be for like a highway. So yeah, but they're there. So what I did is I took some micro blocks and I put them down. Now what you can do with the great thing is he says, oh man, I can't spell Porsche. Porsche is a very hard word. So we are going to make a P. Ooh, I kind of like that. It's like a P at the PlayStation logo. So what you can do is, you guessed it, you can, oh man, this cold is really, really kicking my butt here. You can make letters. And I would make this a little bit better, because when doing something like this, it's all artistic. Let's see if I can. Does that look like an R? Yeah. I was going to do Porsche Racing, but I can't remember how to spell Porsche. In my last video, I have to apologize. Anybody that made it through, anybody that made it through all the way towards the end, I had, that looks like, that looks a little better. That looks like an R. I had mentioned a specific buzzword for activating one of those voice assistants. You know, like the Google one where I said blank blank Google. And I was watching it on an Android device, and it stopped the video, and it went and it looked up the word triggered. Because I had mentioned, I said, oh, I hope I didn't trigger anybody's devices. And it triggered it. So I am sorry. I think Porsche is Porches. But you get the you get the idea. So it is really cool what you can do with the Micronodes. Now, it hasn't been updated in 5 years, but it appears that it still works. So anybody can go in, and the beauty of this game is anybody can go in and take that mod and rejuvenate it. So it looks like it uses the wool, which that kind of could be a problem. So all I did here for these delimiter or these parking lot structures is, and I can't get the laser cutter to work. I don't know why. And the other thing is it shows up as 195. There are diamond. There's all sorts of color, all your colors. And let's see what the laser does. And I don't know why if a stack is 99, it's showing 125. So basically all I did is, and that's another nice thing about this. You can see it's centered in the node. So, but I mean, you could effectively, and they appear to have a glowing, look at that, I'm making dice. They appear to be glowing. I don't know why that one's flashing. Huh. But now we have diamonds. So there, I don't know what it's doing. I have a laser, but it doesn't appear to be lasering anything, but it looks cool. Luke, the Force. Oh, this cold makes it perfect that I could do like Darth Vader. I'm sorry. That has to sound bad. The laser's not doing anything because the laser was made for creative. However, it is cool. So it's I can find a lot of uses for it. However, like I said, I completed a whole sign in the ice cream shop that was on the wall that said ice cream, and then came back and it was gone. So the server had an issue with that. But I was planning on putting Porsche Racing on the side of the building here. So we'll see if that stays. The other issue is that as you get out of range, they disappear. You know, Mr. Deer, you're in my way. They disappear. So you could see that far one just disappeared. So I have to look at the code. It says it's an active block, which could be why my frames per second is dropped. But they're real cool. You can build a lot of stuff with that. So let's take a look over real quickly. I put up some more those I don't know what these are called. These lattice with they're lattices but with vegetation. So inside here I had the sign ICE cream in white because it literally glowed. And it was really cool. And then came back to it and it was gone. Bummer. But that's an opportunity for somebody to take that mod and run with it and do something like that. Because over in Minecraft, they have a mod called Fool's Craft. And they do a lot with micro blocks and chisels and stuff like that. So we have to see what happens on that. So we're going to take a look over here at at the townhouses because too many nodes had given a present of these blocks here. And as you saw, they were used at the bottom and at the top. Now, some of the cool uses for said blocks, obviously, are on my building here. So let us put some blocks here. Now, I could have made these one higher, and I might. I also have to move this. So we have the outer block, and we have the inner block. You see the color looks good on this one. And they fit around. Here's an inner corner, here's an outer corner, and the regular ones. So it works really great. And you could also, let's say I wanted that to be the outer block. So after you're done, you know, you remove that, and now you got, let me get positioned here. Now you got like a little balcony railing that you could walk up to. So that's an idea. So there's a lot of ideas that I have on here. But I kind of made a mistake with my perspective on this. And I lowered my windows to 3 instead of 4. And I put these windows in here. These are like to simulate hallway windows. So what I want to do real quickly before I let everybody go is I want to move this entire, the garages, I made the entire thing, I think 9. So 2, 5 is 7, and 2 is 9. I want to move this. One of the problems is make that 1. Fast is too fast and slow is too slow. We need an in-between. There. So we're going to do this 2, and I want to move this 2. I want to give myself some more room here. Move it 2. That'll work. And let's grab, is that the, yep, that's the correct color. That's going to throw off everything, obviously. I could have used the stack command. World edit for this kind of stuff is fantastic because let's say this was a couple hundred blocks. There we go. Wow. I didn't think that through now, did I? Because it kind of threw everything off. But nevertheless, it'll get fixed. Oh. Ooh. That adds in kind of a I like that mistake. I like when I make mistakes and they turn out to be useful. Because I can add a door. I can add a doorway here. That really, well, and then I cover up the said doorway. Brilliant. Yeah, I'm going to be going to the immediate care right after I do this video, right before I pick my daughter up from school. They have a kind of an art class club that they're doing, which it had to pay money for. But she's very artistic, and I want to promote that. Make it easy. No, that sounds kind of weird. That's why I bought her the Flexbook and everything else to continue, to move on with digital stuff. The other thing would be equivalent would be to get a Wacom tablet to do digital drawing, but the price of said tablet, those kind of peripherals are very expensive. And those, I believe, will work in Linux. Those Wacom pads. So this is very unproductive here. I moved everything, so everything needs to move over 1. But I'm wondering now if I have two, I can actually make windows of 3 since I moved. But I need 2 spaces. No. Yeah. That'll work because I have 2 spaces on each side, but there'll be 1 in the middle. Okay. And here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, that gives me enough room for. That gives me enough. Now that looks a little better. Now I have to figure out how to fix that side. That's not a problem. That looks a little bit more. You see, but I lost the skinniness of those windows. You know what? It doesn't matter. That looks, perspective-wise, that looks a lot better. Okay, so let's go back up here and finish our little demonstration of these blocks, which they are really nice. Okay, this is an inner corner. This is an outer corner. But I didn't lay it properly. There we go. And I want it to go all the way around. So it's very cool. How many other games do you know that you can have a block named after you? Haha. That is very cool. And I want to take this all the way around. Or do I? I don't know. I would never saw in real life how those crown moldings, which also leads to another use for these. So you saw that he had them in the picture on the website. They had them on the upper part. So you can literally take them. Now I'm going to stop right here because I have to figure out what to do with this building over here because I need to extend this by 2. But that's not a problem because I can extend it by moving the entire place over 2. And I'm going to get rid of this because I don't want the same design. I want a different design over there. So that will take care of that. So I do believe 11 wide is the, you can hear me breathing on this thing. I think 11 wide is proper. Look at how good that looks. And I do like the fact here that I have 1 space in between here where over here I do not. I think it looks a lot better. So we're going to just do this just to stay, because these 2 buildings are identical and they're going to be. All right. So that takes care of the outside. Now I'm getting, and I got all fired up on this because I'll be honest with you. I completely lost interest in doing these townhouses. And until I put those facade blocks on there, and that sparked a new interest in doing this. And why I say that is that you're going to find, and I'm sure people have run into builds where you get almost done with a build and you get burned out of that build. You're like, okay, I'm ready for this to be over to move on. So we're going to come inside here. And now that I have the proper space in my garage for whatever I want to do, and that picture that I was using based as a reference, that was really neat, but it had the perspective on it. Even though the picture looked good, the perspective was wrong on it. So we have this done here. Let's finish filling the floor in. There we go. So the garage is done. And we have the front foyer area is done. And I'm experimenting with the wood flooring. So, we kind of want this vestibule area. We want tile and then go into the carpeting. However, I'm going to have to use a lighter color on the carpeting to offset the color of the walls. I'm taking this a little way too seriously, aren't I? So you do know this is only a game, right? Yeah. But it's my game. Yeah. So this is good. Like I said before, this is going to be like the formal living room, dining room, kitchen. Well, the townhouse that I used to live in. So we had a formal living room, informal living room, family room, dining room, kitchen. So that's going to take care of that. We have the garage entrance, front entrance, and then we come up here. And this was another idea. So obviously that moved. So what we are going to do here is get rid of this, and that didn't do what I wanted. That didn't do it either. There we go. You could use this stuff as crown molding. So you have a very you look at like what is that French palace, or you look at any kind of old building, and they have huge crown molding, and this would be it. And then just lay your blocks the way you want. I'm not sure I'm going to retain this in here, but you have those buildings, and wow, I can't think. The buildings that are protected because they're they're old, but they're beautiful buildings. So they're protected by what's the society that protects architecture, historic architecture. And you see a lot of these buildings, and they're going to have elaborate, especially on the higher end, the rich people's houses. You're going to see a lot of uses of crown molding and stuff like that. So then for that, you're just going to take your screwdriver, and I did it wrong. There we go. You can have lower one. That's what he showed in the one. But I kind of like the top one. So you have real tall ceilings. These ceilings won't benefit from it. If I had one more up, because you can see where the window kind of that doesn't look good. But there you go. You have a very cool use of crown molding. So this is going to be the second floor, and this makes another interesting, since I moved it to, I can have two doorways into this upper unit, or close this one off. So that gives me more of what I can do in my build here. So I could put a real nice kitchen in over here with a pantry, and then have a informal dining room here, and then like a eat-in area, and then a formal dining room, and then the family room, and go from there. So that's going to do it. I have to go to the doctor now, but I have a lot more to do on this. I want to add some more detail around the windows, but I'm liking it so far. I'm not sure I'm liking these center windows that act as a, those would look good if I had a hallway there. Ooh. I missed the spot. If I had a hallway there, which it could. So since every block is considered 3 feet or 1 meter, it kind of throws off, and it kind of messes with your perspective of the room. But I'm liking the windows. I like the windows that were too wide better, but there's nothing I can do about that. To make it all uniform, that's what I have to go with. As you can see the difference between the single and the dual. So that'll work. That will work. And this area is coming along nicely. But another cool thing with those Micronode blocks is you could reproduce railings like this in any color you want. So I could have gray with red highlights in there, you know, to give that off. So that mod, I don't think I'm going to be using it because let's see if it kept it. Okay, you see, oh, it did. It kept it. But if you look in the debug text file, you'll see where the server said, there's too many active nodes there. I'm kind of going to remove that. But I might actually look into that as a little project to use those to try to make it more server friendly and go from there, because as you can see, that looks cool. You could really build some really cool designs here. I wonder if there's a mod that has lettering, has one node high lettering that you could do. That's another idea for a mod. I better get on that. So, and speaking of mod instructions, but I do like these like kind of parking lot. And I'd like to change the texture because it's using the wools. I'd like to change the texture of those. So there you go. Even though that mod might not be useful, as you can see, it keeps disappearing and appearing because it's like the cars. So if we come out here and I turn around, oh, the cars are still there. But, oh, look in the showroom. You don't see the cars in the showroom until I start getting closer because those are active nodes. And now the cars appear. So those are doing the same thing. So I'm wondering, I'm going to have to look at the code and see if those can be altered or how one would alter that to make it so that it doesn't disappear when you get out of range, because obviously it's an active block. So we want to make it a non-active block. So those are some ideas for mod updates for that, but that is a very cool idea and it allows for artistic, you could be really artistic with it. So in closing of this video, because I rambled on too far and I have to go to the doctor. I don't want to go to the doctor. I'm a whiny little person, aren't I? When I'm sick. Everybody is. Everybody gets sick and they get real whiny. My daughter's the worst at that. Make me tea. Make me this. Get up and do this for me. And you can't say no because, oh, the person's in, they're hurting. They're sick. And they're sitting there just milking it. Yes, they are. There's my Porsche Penguin. Nathan did a really cool video on the graphics parts and basically how the nodes are laid out and what side of the nodes and how when you register a node in your Lua, in the Lua code, how the position of when you place a block where, this is the first side, second side, third side, and how to add overlays and stuff like that. It was very good. And even if you are a seasoned Minetest developer, these kind of tutorials are great either as a reference in case you forget, or a great learning tool. So he did a very fantastic job on that, and you might want to take a look over at it because the entire course that he has is really cool. So thanks, Nathan. And that's going to do it. So until the next video, I don't get any phone calls anymore. Nobody likes me. So until the next video. Oh my God, I sound horrendous. That's going to do it because I waffle on. I am an Ego waffle. Oh, it's trademark. I am an Rgspro waffle. There. So thank you for joining me. This is the second video of 2019, and it will be a great year. Yes, I demand it be a great year. So thanks for joining. Until the next video. Goodbye.